So in case you're wondering, yes, it's till the midnight of the new year. So we'll be opening the Welcomeback Diva Selector booster box. So without further ado, so the usual box toppers, we'll put that aside for now. And of course the promo, which is going to be one of the 6 versions. We'll put that aside. We're gonna open that last, and we will start cracking some packs. First we have Barbie Ganti, Phantom Aquatic Beast, multi-ener, simple. Dehumidifier, as long as there is a spell in your trash, it gets plus 4k. Life Burst, at target level 2 or less Signy without guard from trash to hand or put it on the field. Electro Bike, if it is risen by Lalaro Memoria specifically, you may pay 1 and vanish target on your opponent's field with 5k or less power, and a constant, the red Signy on top of this Signy gains if it is vanished. You can add it back to your hand from your inner zone. Sakyu, Blessed Evil, beginning of your opponent's attack phase, put this Signy on your field to your trash, and opponent's Signy cannot attack, same as Life Burst. TC, Natural Element, multi-ener. Soi Memoria, one of the Memoria cards introduced from this set onwards. Discard 2 and draw cards for each card discarded. And we have Bang, the new version for the Bang Center, Making a Miracle. Skills are: first, the auto. At the beginning of your attack phase, you may put a card underneath this lyric into your trash, and if you do an inner charge 1, enter a Signy in your center zone, gains Lancer. Simple Lancer, just enter. And once per game scale is pay 2 green, target green Signy on your field gains S Lancer until end of turn. So S Lancer is basically not your usual Lancer, where if you had vanish an opponent's Signy, you can directly hit a life cloth as well. So we have our first SR, which is Shiva, Crimson Evil Queen. Skills are: when this Signy leaves the field outside of your main phase, which can also be your opponent's phase, you can draw 1. Enter skill is discard your hand. Then if you discarded 2 cards this way, vanish target opponent's field with power 10k or less. If you discarded 3 or more, vanish target Signy regardless of the power on your opponent's field. Basically, if you pair it with a deck that draws a lot, you can utilize it properly. So next pack, Dehumidifier, red that be ready. Mikagami, High Arm, whenever a lyric on your field attacks, you may down this up to draw 1. Simple. TEE, multi-ener. Saniel, Azure Angel, at the end of your turn, if there are 10 or more Angel Signy in your trash, draw 1. Simple. Yuzuki, the new lyric introduced this set. Well, one of the 3 actually, other than the White Hope Diva, which is Tama. So her skills are: auto. At the beginning of your attack phase, you may put target card from your opponent's inner zone into their trash. If you do, your opponent may inner charge 1. Good for getting rid of pesky inners. So enter is your opponent chooses a Signy on their field and vanishes it. Simple vanish. And once per game, inner charge 2. Then if there are 4 or more cards in your opponent's inner zone, put up to 2 target cards in your opponent's inner zone into their trash. So basically, Yuzuki focuses on inner burning. Next we have Ariton. When this Signy is put into the trash from the field by cost or effect, you may pay 1. If you do, vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with 5k power or less. It doesn't say vanish, so you have to put it in a trash. So basically your own effects rather than your opponent vanishing it. And we have Yuzuki level 1. And we have Hanayo Assist level 1. Vanish target on your opponent's field with power 8k or less, draw 1 and discard 1. Okay, never say no to a bling lyric card. Nice. I'm gonna sort out this for a second, so separate the lyric cards and the signies. So next pack. Yeah, okay. Vial type Y, no skill, just life burst. Look at top 5, add 3 cards into your hand and the rest to the bottom of your deck. Surprisingly resourceful. Capricorn, reveal the top card of your deck and put that card to the bottom. If the card reveal is level 1, this sign gains +4 until end of opponent's next end phase, so it stays on 7 until your opponent ends turn. Microscopium. Okay. Skill, enter, put the top card of your deck into your trash. Then if a level 1 was put into the trash, pay 1. If you do, target opponent's field gets -5k power. A bad but resourceful. Serpents, multi-enter, red and green. Orobas. When this sign is vanished, target sign on your field gets +3k. It doesn't say when, so if it is vanished during your opponent's turn, you can use its skill. The enter skill is choose a card from your inner zone and put it into your trash. So basically, you have to pay 1 to put it. Next we have 1 salvage spell. Nova, dressing up as Ulith. Put target signy from your trash onto your field. Simple, but it's actually useful in specific cards. Life burst is put signy without guard from trash to hand or field, almost similar to the effect. And we have code Piruluk M, the second legendary signy introduced from this set. So we're gonna put it aside. Next we have shiny Jack Frost, Azure Evil, Exceed 3. Freeze all signy on your opponent's field. Exceed 3 though, it's very high of a cost, but still a bling is a bling. Right, next one. Okay, Imoko. Constant signy gets +1 for every other signy on your field, so that's actually +3. No, +2 because it doesn't include itself. So it's total of 5k power. Hanuman. No skill, life burst. Look at top 5, add 3 among them and put the rest to the bottom. Oh, similar to the other one. Servant Sharp. The new design for this set. Nice. I'm gonna put it on the side there. Jack Frost. Got your foil already. Aphrodite. At the beginning of your attack phase, reveal 6 angel signy from your hand and pay 1 and 1 red. If you do, vanish target signy on your opponent's field with 12k power or less. Unless you have a full angel deck. This is actually pretty hard. But 12k vanish, okay. Oh, we have the new version for Ray Center on the Wings of Radiance. So auto at the beginning of your attack phase, if you have drawn 2 or more cards by effects on this turn, discard 3. If you do, blue signy on your field gains Assassin. Nice, but you have to draw 3. But it is actually useful if you draw more than 6 in a turn, since during your end phase you have to discard your hand until you only have 6. So it's not actually that bad. Enter skill is draw 1 and charge 1. Resourceful, simple, which also activates her first auto skill, you see. So the once per game skill is this lyric gains twice per turn. Whenever your opponent's life lost is crushed, draw 1 and your opponent discard 1. Okay, simple. So next we have Sasha Memoria, one who will be another center lyric in the near future. The skills is discard a Cosmos Signy. Look at top 5, reveal one Cosmos from among them, add to hand, and put the rest to the bottom of your deck. Basically similar to the Angel one, unless you have a full Cosmos Signy, it might not be worth it. Next we have Pony. Okay, not gonna say much about this. Once per turn, when your Signy with power 8k or more vanishes a Signy on your opponent's field, pay 1 and you draw 1. Actually simple. Pay 1 and to draw 1, okay. So life burst, pay 2, vanish target on your opponent's field. Actually useful. A clean vanish. Okay, I'm gonna put the parallels here. Go next. Okay, Pony got it foiled. Tyranno Dragon. Whenever the Signy attacks, put 3 cards underneath this Signy into their owner's trash. Pay 2 with 1 black, and your opponent's field gets minus 8k. Put up to 1 target level 1, one level 2, and 1 level 3 from your trash under this Signy. Actually easy to achieve if you trashed enough cards though. TC, already seen that before. Martial. Put target card from your opponent's trash on the bottom of their deck. Probably good against black decks since you know who they are gonna target to bring back. Life Burst. Look at the top 3 cards, reveal 1 Signy, add it to hand or put it on field, and put the rest at the bottom. Okay, simple. Futase Memoria. One of the lyrics actually in the anime if you haven't watched the second one, Selector spread WIXOSS. So her skills is constant during your opponent's turn as long as the number of cards in your hand is greater than or equal to the cards of your opponent's hand. This Signy gains Shadow level 2 or less. Life Burst. Whenever target lyric or Signy on your opponent's field attacks, negate that attack unless your opponent discard 3 cards. Actually useful in a full discard deck. Actually, wow, okay. We have code Peruluk XI. Center, we already have level 2. So her skill is auto at the beginning of your attack phase. If you have 3 or more cards in your hand, then your opponent target Signy on your opponent's field gets minus 3k at the end of turn. If you have 6 cards more than your opponent, it gets 6k instead. Unless you have make your opponent discard their entire hand, that is. Enter, draw 2, simple. Once per game skill is declare a number less than or equal to the level of your opponent's center lyric. And look at your opponent's hand and discard all Signy without guard that is the same level as the discard number. Actually nasty. Put this here. Next we have Sukuna Bikona. Okay. Skills auto. Whenever this Signy attacks, choose one of the following. Put target Angel Signy from your trash to your NR, or target Angel from your NR to your hand. Next we have our second SR, and also a Memoria Signy. So her skills are auto once per turn. When a card moves from your NR zone to another zone by effect, NR charge 1 and enter, pay 1 white, which is weird because she's a green Signy. So this Signy gets plus 2k and Shadow level 3 or more. Well, there is no more. Until end of your opponent's next end phase, so she stays there. Considering her power is 12k, vanishing her with less than level 3 is actually difficult unless you have effects. So her life burst is choose 1, vanish target up Signy from your opponent's field or draw 1. Actually resourceful. So An is also one of the lyrics in the second Selector series. So put this here. I got it. Aussie. No skill. Look at the top 5. 3 cards from among them to your hand and the rest to the bottom. Similar to the black and the green one. Electro. Read that already. Monkey bars. Whenever this Signy attacks, if this Signy is entered from your inner zone, you energize 1. Actually simple. Round. As long as you have 2 or less cards in your life cloth, this Signy gets plus 4 key power. As long as you have no cards in your life cloth, this Signy gains during your opponent's turn. This Signy cannot be vanished by your opponent's effect. So actually, if you have no life cloth, you trigger both of her skills. So it gets a total power of 4k and cannot be vanished by effects. Actually defensive. Bayar. Auto at the beginning of your attack phase. If this Signy's power is 8k or more, put target card from your opponent's inner zone that does not share a color with your opponent's center lyric into their trash. Basically requires a power but burns your opponent's inner. Actually useful. And we have the level 0 for Pirulux Center. Gonna put this aside. Yuki! Memoria, okay. So enter, choose one. Target Signy on your opponent's field loses all abilities and move target Signy on your opponent's field to a different Signy zone. So basically a blocker that changes your opponent's. Actually nice. Okay, I'm gonna put this on the side. We have a parallel Ariton. We already read that. A shiny is always appreciated. Right. Moving on. Capricorn, read already. Tristan, look at top 5. Similar to the green, the black, and the white one. Okay. Sakyu, read already. Saniel, seen that already. Pony, get the parallel. Lalaru Memoria, the one that we just saw the Signy that has to be risen by it. So she has rise. So basically, you have to put her on top of another Signy, specifically an electronics Signy. So rise, place on top of a level 1 Signy on your field. So this is basically you have to put it only on a level 1, cannot be other thing. So this Signy cannot gain new abilities by your opponent's effect. So you basically skills that says your opponent's Signy gains cannot attack. So you cannot be affected by that. So her auto skill is whenever this Signy attacks, you discard 1 and draw 1. Typical red. And life burst, discard 1 if you do vanish target Signy on your opponent's field 12k or less. Actually very useful. Actually all the level 3s and below. So next we have Urith, the level 2 for center Urith. Next we have Urith level 0. Will you look at that? Now we have level 1 and level 3, really nice. And shiny level 0 Urith. Actually grateful for that. Level 0 shiny, always grateful for that. Microscopium, Copium, Mikagami, Vile, Jack Frost. I don't think we have this before. Sheldriday. At the end of your turn, put a card from your hand to your inner zone. Pay 3 to draw 2. And basically an active inner use, I guess. Milolon, another lyric in the second season for the Selector. First is enter. Next time you use a spell, choose an N cost and pay 1 instead of it. Ooh. So it gives explanatory text. For example, if the cost is 2 blue and 1 red, you may pay 2 blue and 1 anything. So basically you can only change 1 color to a colorless. Okay, actually if you would play a multicolored deck, actually useful. Her once per turn skill is use target spell from your opponent's trash. If it moves from the check zone to another zone this turn, instead remove it from the game. Actually confusing, but actually understandable. Next we have Hanayo Gentian, another assist lyric from the White Hope starter deck. So her first skill is draw 2 or enter charge 2. Resourceful. Target level 3 Signy on your field gains double crush. Actually vicious. Okay, next we have the second, third SR, Cuculain, Crimson General Queen, who has Rise. Put onto your field with 2 Brave Signi from your trash underneath it. So instead of placing it on top of a Signi that is already on your field, you place it from Signis from your trash. Actually nice. So her skills, constant. If this Signi vanished, instead you may down this up Signi, put the card underneath this Signi and a card from your inner zone into your trash. So she stays there. And constant, your Signi in your center Signi zone gets plus 3k power. It does not say your other Signi, so she can use her second skill for herself as well. Her life burst is vanish target Signi on your opponent's field with 10k power or less. Actually useful, because you don't have to place it from hand, you just need to place something from your trash for it to rise from. Right in. Hanuman, seen this before already. Delphinus, didn't we seen this before? At the beginning of your attack phase, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a level 1, draw 1. Typical Cosmos. Pony, get it foiled. Microscopium. Canvas Vina. Nice double though. Multi-honor, simple. Orobas, already seen that. Hanare Memoria. The lyric that appears in the movie Selector Distracted. Actually hard to find the movie though if you haven't seen it before. So her skills are down this Signi. Target opponent's field gets minus 1k until end of turn. If you have 15 or more cards in your trash, gets 3k instead. Small minus, but if you just down this, so it's actually stable minus resource, I guess. And we have the shiny Midoriko assist. Reinforcement. Skills. Enter. Next time you take damage, negate it. And pay 2. All your Signi in your field gets plus 5k. Typical protect, I guess. A shiny lyric card is always appreciated. Okay, moving on. TE, seen it already. Oka Totoki. Okay, never seen it before. As long as you have 6 or more cards in your inner zone, this Signi gets plus 5k at the beginning of your attack phase. If there are 5 or less cards in your inner zone, each player in charge 1. So it works both ways. Mikagami, seen it already. Bayar, seen it already. Yuzuki 0. You get Yuzuki 0. I think that completes it though. Sasha, seen it already. Code Player Rook M, where they have the level 2, and we have TC, the multi-honor. Very nice shiny though. Because she's the metallic design, shiny actually works. Wait, we haven't seen this before. So it's look at top 5 at 3 cards, similar to the other colors. Shelly Drede, I don't know, say that. Vial already. Servant Sharp. Okay, Futase Memoria, okay. Encounters green spell, 0 green. So the effect is target green Signi on your field gains when this Signi is vanished outside of your main phase and recharge 2 until end of your opponent's next end phase. And another effect is add this card from your inner zone to your hand. This effect can only be used if there is a beauty Signi on your field. So you can retrieve this from your inner zone. The hidden meaning is actually the pen is Ans actually. So it is a beauty Signi. So you can take this from straight from your inner zone. And we have a level 1 Urith. Okay, nice. And a parallel multi-honor. So we only need level 3 Urith. Okay. Tyranno, okay. Serpents, Martial, Banya. Didn't see this one yet. Pay 3. Look at top 5. Reveal 1 red and 1 white, blue, green, or black from among them and add to your hand. Put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So it's a confirm 1 red and any 1 color. Actually helpful. Life Burst, vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with 8k power or less. Actually useful, okay. Delphinus, Lalaru, and Yuzuki Zero. And we have a Mew! Oh, Mew Memoria signed. So this is the parallel for the Memoria cards, which are signed. Oh, actually nice, okay. So her effects are pay 1 black, enter and down the Signy to add target black level 2 or less from your trash to your hand. If there is a card underneath or attached to a Signy on your field, instead add target black Signy from your trash to your hand, which means regardless of its level. So her life burst is you may discard 1. If you do, target Signy on your opponent's field gets minus 12k power until end of turn, which means can be an automatic vanish. So the card attached can be, for the moment, is actually Rise effect or Soul cards from Deus Ex Machina. But Mew in the future will be a Centellaric that focuses on placing charm, which are basically cards underneath your opponent's Signies. Wow, okay, just admiring. Actually nice. Moving on. Okay, so Shelly Dride, Sea Star. Didn't see them before. Multi-Ender, okay. Round Electro, Mirror, Hanare, and ooh, a parallel of Imoko. Wow, didn't realize she was a ship though. Nice bling. Moving on. Right. Okatotoki, Lolite, Bargibanti, Karasawa. I didn't see this one yet. Once per turn, when you pay an exceed cost, you may pay 1 black. If you do, target Signy on your opponent's field gets minus 5k power. So this actually works with the Tyranno since it's exceed 3, right? Sakyu, Code Piruruke, level 1. Get Remember. Ooh. Spell card, 1 white. The effects is perform the following 2 effects. First is look at top 3, put any number from among them on top of your deck in any order, put the rest to the bottom in any order. So next is draw 1. If there is a Remember Memoria on your field, instead draw 2. So basically you can decide what you draw from the first effect. Actually nice. Okay, next we have ooh, the LR version of Tama Center. Ooh, actually nice, which is actually different foil compared to the one from the constructed deck. Very nice. Nice, very nice. Did not expect this at all. I did not expect to get a Tama here though. Okay, moving on. Okay. Bayar, Tristan, Canasvina, Monkey Bars, Urith, Fatal Emma, we've already. Discover a spell, which is Eldora's hat, I guess. So if I look at top 5 cards, reveal 1 Eldora Memoria, add it to hand, and put 1 of the remaining cards on top and the rest to the bottom. And the life burst is down up to 2 Signy on your opponent's field. So basically searches for Eldora and 1 more. So basically if you have a draw skill, you can basically decide what to draw. Actually useful, okay. Mew Memoria. So this is the normal Mew Memoria compared to the parallel Memoria. So you can see the difference. Okay, so actually nice. And we have the Peace card, Garden of Singularity. ability, which features the servants. So the effect is draw 1 and gain the following ability for the entire game. So constant, as you guard, you may discard 3 instead of discarding card with guard. This can be used for the entire game as long as you have 3 cards in your hand, which is actually frightening because 3 cards for a guard. But if you have an stable draw engine, actually not that scary, I guess. But some people don't see it as useful because you have to pay 3 for a guard instead of just 1 card, guard. Okay, moving on. Tyranno. Okay. Imoko, got a foil one. Delphinus. Hanuman. Karasawa. Ayai. Memoria. Down this Signy. Put target Signy from your inner zone to your field. Actually useful since green and charge a lot. So Aya is basically one of the lyrics from the manga version of WIXOSS series. It's not that well known and it's not that many translated, so just knowing the character is enough, I guess. Mew Memoria. So actually Aya and Mew actually came from the same manga series. So just a little trivia. And we have another Cuckoo Lane. Wait a minute. I think there's a difference though. Oh, this one is the SRP. This one is just the SR. So this is basically the parallel for the SR. Oh, okay. Okay, let's see the difference. So the foiling is different. This one has the shattered glass foil. This one has the foil following the lines of the effects on her dress. Okay, I'll take it. I'll take it. Next. Okay. Banya already. Okatoki. Humidifier. Lolite. DJ Love It. The second new version for her center. So her skills are auto at the end of your turn. If there are 3 or more cards in your opponent's inner zone, your opponent chooses a card from their inner zone and puts it into their trash. Enter skill is your opponent chooses a card from their inner zone and puts it into their trash. Once per game skill is target red Signy on your field gains double crush. Similar to Yuzuki, I guess, since she burns actively. Okay, get remember? Spell already did. And we have the level 3 Olith. Maniacal Emma. So I guess we already seen all the legendary lyrics featured in this set. So her skill is first enter. Add up to 2 target black Signy from your trash to your hand. And once per turn, X skill, declare a number from 1 to 3. Put the number of cards from your deck to the trash, the same as the declared number. And once per game skill is discard 2. This lyric gains once per turn. When this lyric attacks at target without life burst from your trash to your life cloth until end of turn. So basically an active trash manipulator with +1 life cloth. Don't know how to use it though. Next we have Microscopium Parallel. Oh, actually nice though, because Cosmos Signies, the stars. Oh, okay. Hey, Serpent Sharp, Imoko, Martial, Saniel, Monkey Bars, Electrobite revealed. So a spell, 1 red. Choose one of the following. Add target red Signy underneath a Signy on your field with a rise. Back to your hand. Okay. Number 2 is target Signy on your field with a rise. Gets +3k and gains whenever this Signy attacks. Pay 2. If you do, vanish target Signy on your opponent's field with power less than or equal to this Signy until end of turn. I'm guessing this supports Lalaru Memoria since she has rise. So basically you can vanish an opponent's Signy after it gives you power. Actually nasty. Okay. Discovery, seen that already. And we have the second piece card, Entwined Supremacy, featuring the lyrics from the White Hope Diva debut deck. So this will be a dream team piece that requires you to have 3 lyric on your field with different colors. So the effect is target level 3 lyric on your field gains the following ability until end of turn. Auto once per turn. When this lyric attacks, crush one of your opponent's life cloth. If your opponent chooses to use the life burst of that card, you may pay 2. If you do, that card's life burst does not activate. So basically you can do up to 2 life crushes with 1 attack from your lyric, and you can disable whatever life burst if your opponent gets one. Actually nasty. Okay, so just a trivia, Hanayo focuses on life burst manipulation once she has a center version in the near future. Right, so Karasawa, Osei, C-Star, Round, Code Pirolog, when they have level 1 if I'm not mistaken. Encounter, Yuka Assist. Oh, I didn't expect to have her here. So, support. Target signet on your opponent's field gains cannot attack until end of turn, and the end of this turn, return this card to the lyric deck unless your opponent pays 1 or discard a card. So basically, unless your opponent pays 1 or discard 1, you can use her multiple times. We have Lavender, another SR. So her skill is, when this signet leaves the field outside of your main phase, you may pay 2. If you pay 2, put target signet from your trash that was underneath this signet on your field down. The enter abilities of that signet will not activate. If you did not pay 2, add it to your hand instead. Her enter skill is put target signet without guard from your ender zone under this signet. So basically, she provides another wall for your field, or she can also gives you back a card that you have in your ender zone. So her life burst is vanish target signet on your opponent's field with 7k or more power. Decent, I guess. So basically resource management for ender zone. Okay, we have the last one. Got it. Okay, Banya, Jack Frost, Capricorn, Tristan, Once Salvage, Ariton, Midoriko. Assist level 1. Skill is target level 2 or less signet gains Lancer until end of turn. Actually useful. And we end with Tama Memoria. Oh, actually nice. So unless you haven't watched the second season of the Selector series, I'm not going to spoil it, but actually nice card to finish our box. Okay. So her skill are constant, and as long as you have 10 or more cards in your trash, this signet gains plus 3k and shadow level 2 or less. And another constant, signet on your field and in a zone are additionally black. So if she is on the field, any card is an extra black color in your field or your end zone. So when the once per turn auto skill, when a black signet leaves your field outside of your main phase, put the top 2 cards on your opponent's deck into their trash. So this can also mean during your opponent's turn. So basically very viable. And her life burst is vanish target level 2 or less signet on your opponent's field. Oof. Did not expect to get her. No Iona, but Black Tama is just as nice. Oh, I did not expect to get her. actually this is actually a Tama box though, don't you think so? I got her LR version and her black version. Nice, very nice. So I guess that's about it. So we have the typical box ratio of 5 SRs, 1 LR, 1 SRP, which in this case is a Signy, 2 piece cards, and a number of parallel including 1 LR. Oh wait, I think I'm missing something. Wait. Forgot to open this one. Give me a sec. So we have Tama from the box bonus servant promo. Okay, I swear this has been a Tama and Tama box. Not Iona, but Tama is half of Iona, I guess. So until then, see you next time.